Okay, I always do the, are we live? I think we're live.
Let us know if you guys can hear us okay and see us okay. As you can tell, it's a little chilly here in Alaska today.
Yeah, we're wearing 3 layers right now because it's summertime in Alaska.
And I was like, it's July. If you hear a barking dog, that is our new friend Boomer. He's a
sled dog.
He's an Alaskan sled dog.
Yep. Yeah, we had to go under a little bit of shelter because it's starting to rain right now in Seward. Wow, we have a lot of people here already. We've got Manitoba, Key West, Florence, Kentucky, Nashville, Southwest Florida, Houston. Wow, New Jersey.
Maryland. Hey, Salty Medic.
Wow.
You can hear us. Everybody can hear us.
Okay, great.
Cool.
Great.
Campground in Lebanon. Awesome.
Yep,
so
Maine.
I have a feeling that like most of you all are probably a lot warmer than we are, especially down in Key West.
Yeah, it's 55 degrees.
Which we were
right
just
now.
in, what, a month and a half ago? 2 months ago. Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, oh man.
Yeah, the doggy, so that's Boomer. He's an Alaskan sled dog. So we're like this is really cool. It's like a coffee shop, a restaurant that we had breakfast at this morning that was delicious.
Yep. It's called the Train Wreck, the area.
And so there's all these like old train cars.
Yeah, I don't know if you can kind of see behind us. So this is an old Alaskan Railroad train car. And there's 3 of them, actually 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 train cars. And the train cars kind of form like a triangle. And then they put a big deck in the middle of it. And then each one of the train cars has been renovated into like a coffee shop, a restaurant, and all that. It's really cool.
Yeah, it is really cool.
Fun. It's a fun idea.
I know we probably look really funny to most of you guys because you all are dealing with like crazy heat, but it's like 50 degrees. It just started raining. It's foggy. So we have hot tea.
Yep.
And it's only 3:00 here.
Yeah.
Alaska summers.
Well, welcome everybody.
Matt, thank you. Yes, we are very excited that we made it to Alaska too.
Yeah.
It was, quite an ordeal to get here, but it was worth it. And happy 4th to all of you all, or I guess 5th now.
Yep. Yeah. Happy Canada Day belated for our Canadian friends. Happy 4th of July. We had an awesome 4th of July. They had fireworks here, but not until midnight because that's when it actually gets dark. So can you imagine having kids up here and you're like waiting and waiting and waiting for the fireworks? It was at midnight.
Yeah.
And they ran for about 20-30 minutes. So
we got back to the RV at like 1 a.m. And then where we're staying, they were like lighting off fireworks at all hours of the night.
Yep. Oh, we got Ohio, Virginia. Wow. You guys are from all over. That's awesome.
Virginia and Ohio. That's where we're from.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So true. So true.
Cash STT testing. We see you.
Success. Cash STT. We can confirm you have a connection. We have a connection with you guys. We hope. We hope you like us. Oh, let's see. Wow. Okay. We're already getting like some questions. How did you guys go from Broken Down in Clear Lake, Iowa? Then the next thing we see is you guys on the West Coast. How did you guys get going again? That's okay. That's a great question. So
the magic of editing.
Let me just really quickly just kind of recap. We did, in fact, complete a 5,000-mile road trip in a really short period of time. That is amazing, and that is not something that we're going to likely ever do again. Ever. That was a really, really long trip in a very short period of time. And as you saw, I mean, we essentially crossed all the way from Key West, Florida, all the way up to Washington State, and we did that in just a couple of days. And then we went from Washington State all the way to Anchorage, Alaska, and to Alaska itself, I should say. From Washington State to Alaska, we did that in 3 days. 57 hours is how fast we crossed through northwestern Canada.
But the broken down part, when we were in Clear Lake, the weird thing with the problem that we were having was we could sometimes drive it and it would be normal, and then sometimes it would go into that limp mode where we could only go like 45 miles per hour. Mm-hmm. But I think once we got to Clear Lake and you were trying to replace that part, but you couldn't, we were able to do a normal speed the rest of the way. The check engine light just stayed on. And in fact, even though we fixed the part and replaced everything, the check engine light is still
because
on.
we can't clear it. We basically need a unit, what is it called, like a OBD reader. We need to be able to clear the code, and we just haven't been able to clear the code yet. But we have replaced the part. But yeah, it was really, really wild. And Peaceful Wife, yes, you're right. That is actual breath.
I know. It's cold.
It is. It's cold. It's cold. I mean, I feel like Alaska, it really is day to day. Yesterday was actually quite nice.
Yeah, it was beautiful, sunny. If you guys saw like any of our Instagram stories and stuff, like It was gorgeous yesterday.
Mhm.
Absolutely gorgeous. So the Seward at Harbor, the harbor in Seward, there is a beautiful mountain range right across the bay, and it was so crystal clear yesterday. You could see the whole mountain range. It was perfect.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then today it's like cloudy, overcast.
And it just started pouring
rain.
So I'm glad we found this tented area to hang out
Can
in.
you guys still hear us okay? We just want to make sure with the rain. But, I mean, our connection-wise is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're in Alaska now, and that's been really, really crazy. So several people have been asking us as far as, and we just want to get it out of the way. So how did we actually get here? And first of all, if you don't know this about us, but we do marketing for a living. That's what we do, like, for work. We would love for the New State Nomads to become our full-time job, but it's not yet. But maybe someday. But anyway, we do marketing services, and so we have contracts to provide marketing services while we're here in Alaska, locally. And so those services are what allowed us to be able to transit Canada in order to enter Alaska. You need a job. Now, there's a lot of confusion, I think, because some people are interpreting the word essential as to meaning that, like, your job has to be essential, but as was confirmed multiple times by the Border Services of Canada, that's not what they mean by essential. What they mean is that it is for a legitimate purpose. That you are coming to Alaska to work. You are coming to Alaska because you are a resident here. You are coming to Alaska because you're relocating permanently. Those are essential reasons that they would allow you to transit Canada. So that's why we're here. They did give us 7 days, but we did it in 57 hours.
Yeah.
Because we just needed to get out. But yeah, we had to provide documentation. There was both letters, emails, and then also a contract from one of our employers, just legitimizing and proving the fact that we were in fact working here. So that's how we got here. Now, if you're wondering, how do I get to Alaska this summer? You can still get to Alaska right now. In fact, there's lots and lots of people who are flying in right now. This is one of the busiest fly-in, like, independent traveler seasons I think they've ever had.
Yeah, we've been surprised at how many people are actually here in Alaska right now. Like, the businesses are doing great, restaurants are packed.
Yeah.
So that's really great from an economic standpoint. We're happy to see that.
Yeah, but it is still a bit of a challenge, right? Because if you're an RVer or you wanted to drive up, that's really, it's borderline impossible. I mean, as far as if you are coming here strictly for vacation, right now you can't transit through Canada. And unfortunately, the ferries are sold out for our size RV. So we have a 25-foot RV. They're completely sold out until September. So you can't bring it up on the ferry. So you really have like two options. One is fly in and have a really great time. Rent a car, stay in hotels, or rent an RV. There are lots of RVs that are available for rent here. And then
there are still any available.
Well, that's true too.
I know.
Well, we haven't checked.
There's a lot out on the road.
There are a lot of rentals out on the road right now. But the other option is you can still ship up via the Express Tote Marine. So Tote Marine is a 3-day service, and they will, it's a roll-on, roll-off, and they will freight your vehicle, whether it's a car, RV, travel trailer, whatever it is, from Tacoma, Washington, straight to Anchorage in 3 days. So it's really fast.
And if you want to see that process.
Oh, yeah. Our friends, Frankie and Alex of F&A Van Life, their video actually came out today, right?
Yeah.
They have a new video because they came up via Tote Marine, and they talk all about the experience of that. So you can still come up here and you can still bring your RV if you really want to.
Yes, if you're determined.
If you just really want to hang out with the New State Nomads live.
Come on, yeah, come hang out with us.
Come on up.
I did see a question about, is there a series of videos coming out like documenting the trip from the border north? The episode that we released, that was it. Like, I mean, we had what you saw was our experience. It was 57 hours and it was over. Now we will have several weeks and months of content.
Yeah.
Here in Alaska, we've been here now 2.5 weeks.
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, 2.5 weeks.
So we will have a lot more to share. We took about the first 5 days and just recuperated from that drive. I saw a question asking if Howard had how many Red Bulls Howard had. Howard doesn't even drink coffee.
I don't drink coffee. This is tea.
He was just
peppermint tea. It's decaf.
You're like a driving robot. I don't know.
Me
I
robot.
offered because I do drive the RV, and I was like, "Do you want me to drive it?" But I think it was kind of like you set your mind to doing it all yourself.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "I can do this."
Yeah, well, it's somebody was joking, it's very zen, but it is. It's kind of zen. I can literally just drive. Well, you got to remember too that we are driving through where it doesn't get dark basically at all.
Yeah.
You know, when we were coming up, it was essentially daylight almost the entire day and night. So it didn't feel like it was 10 o'clock at night or whatever, and it certainly didn't feel like it was, 5:30 in the morning or whatever when we would wake up. It's really wild.
We were running on adrenaline too because we were just so happy that we were approved on the second time and could come up here and like do our work that we need to do and everything, and also get to explore simultaneously. And we were just like riding that high, and so it was a lot of adrenaline and a lot of just like, let's power through and get it done so we can get here and relax.
Yeah. It was honestly, again, it's one of those things that you just want to get through it, because we knew how much fun we were going to have and how exciting Alaska can be. Alaska
is amazing.
We were here in 2019, so this is a return trip for us. And like Seward's one of our favorite places to go, period. We loved our time in Seward in 2019, so we really, really wanted to come back. So we're really excited about that.
Just looking. Hey, Shannon. So Shannon wants to know, are we planning on spending the whole summer in Alaska, and what are we most looking forward to? We are I cannot talk right now. I think it's this cold weather. We're planning on spending the majority of the summer here. Mm-hmm. And gosh, it's so hard to pick like one thing. I'm looking forward to kind of repeating some of what we did in 2019, but also exploring areas that we didn't get to. Our trip here in 2019 was really fast. We were only here for about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And it was a very tight timeline, and we had a lot going on. And so we didn't get to explore some of the more like off the beaten path places. And that's what I'm really looking forward to.
Me too.
This time.
Me too.
Maybe going like and taking a ferry to some of the islands, and seeing, I would love to see bears, like more bears out in the wild. That would be cool.
We didn't really do any of the fly-in or the boat-in national parks. I'm thinking like Katmai and things like that. So, there's so much to explore up in Alaska, and that's what we're so excited about, to be able to share that with you guys. I think there's just so much opportunity to showcase possibly areas that have really almost never been documented extensively, I should say, like on YouTube and such. So in some cases, we might be the first video, or
in a long time,
yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be really, really exciting. So anyway, we're keeping it a little bit loose right now. And by the way, we're open to all your suggestions. So please put them in the comments. Let us know what you would want us to do while we're here in Alaska. Of course, we're going to hit all the major cities and all of that. We are planning on going back to Denali National Park. We're going to Fairbanks. We'll be hitting up Chena Hot Springs, which is
one of our favorites.
Awesome place. If you have never heard of Chena Hot Springs, they also have a ice museum. And so you don a parka. They loan you a parka because it's really, really cold.
Colder than this.
Yeah, they have a permanent tent structure. Like one of those they're like white domes, and you go inside the dome and it is freezing, and everything inside is made of ice. They have a bar,
stools and everything.
You sit on a bar stool made of ice. You drink a martini from an ice glass. Everything is served on ice.
It's really fun.
Yeah, and then they have there's all kinds of art, musical instruments and things that you can play. It's really a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, the xylophone, that was really fun.
Yeah, and so there's lots of it. Anyway, so Chena Hot Springs we're definitely going to be doing. Like I said, we're here in Seward right now. We're planning on going back to Valdez. Valdez was a really awesome and very interesting area, kind of off the beaten path. I don't think a lot of people go to Valdez, which is unfortunate. We loved our time there. We're going to be going, of course, to Anchorage, and then McCarthy. We're hoping to go back to McCarthy and visit Kennecott, which is a old gold mine.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it's located inside of Wrangell St. Elias National Park. Yeah, and it's a very different type of experience because it's a step back in history. It was a very, very successful mine. Wait, was it gold or copper?
Copper.
Oh, I think it's a copper mine.
We'll have to go back and relearn. They asked, did we get Scout a coat or a sweater?
Not yet.
Poor girl is having a hard time here with she's really struggling because of the daylight, and B, because of the cold weather. So we took her on a hike it was the second week we were here, and we went up to this really cool old mine, and the elevation was pretty high and it was frigid, and she was just shaking the whole time. I'm like, okay, we need to get her some sort of coat or sweater. Paco from F&A Van Life, he has this cool little furry one. He's so cute. And so I was joking that like
it looks like a parka. It's literally like a parka with a thing. Oh, Shannon, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you,
Shannon just gave us a super chat. By the way, thank you very much. So if you don't know what a super chat is, it's just a way of just like sending us a little tip or like a little, you know, buy us a
we'll
coffee.
Highlight your question if we start like getting a ton of questions. If you want to like get yours out there.
Yeah, that's definitely the way to like attract our attention. If you want a question
Lights
answered, you know, pop it in the super chat. You know, no dollar amount is too small or whatever. It's just a little, hey, tip of the hat. But thank you again, Shannon. Thanks so much for that. But yeah, we having a hard time. The problem that we're having right now, particularly with finding that, is there's not a lot of like dog boutiques up here. So we might have to go into like Anchorage or Fairbanks maybe to find one.
I know she needs something though, because her Mexican blood is not used to this cold weather.
Yeah.
And then the daylight. So because the sun never really sets, the further south we get, like it does get dark for about an hour around midnight, and then the sun starts to rise again. And she sleeps in our bathroom, which has a skylight. And so Howard kind of like made a tent in there out of like our bath towels to make it a little bit darker. But she was waking up at like 4 a.m.
And she's like, hey, come on, like, let's go. Yeah. I'm like, no, go back to bed.
It is still bedtime. So
yeah, it's a work in progress.
But then we wore her out because we took her and Piper and Ella on a very strenuous long hike the other day. Mm-hmm. We were all pretty beat from it, and she slept. They all slept for about 2 days.
We can't wait to share. We've already had some really amazing adventures already, and we can't wait to start sharing those. It's really exciting. I mean, this is like going to be, I mean, for me, this is like a dream come true. I love filming and sharing these types of experiences and telling these stories. And there's so many stories to tell about Alaska. So look for not just a couple. I mean, we're talking months of episodes on Alaska.
Yeah.
So we're really excited about it.
We are.
We got lots of questions. Wow.
Somebody. Your sister works on the canning boat up here?
Really?
Oh, that's awesome. You should put us in touch with her. We would love to like learn about that process. That would be super cool.
Yeah, please do.
I know you've messaged us on Facebook before, so we would love if she would be interested in teaching us about that process.
Yeah,
that would
sharing
be really
story.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys have contacts and you want to put us in touch with people who, you know, they run a really awesome fishing charter, or they have a cousin who lives on a remote island that would love to, you know, like show us around their island or whatever. Yeah. Let's do it. We'd love to meet them.
Matt asked if we're going to go through the mountain tunnel to Whittier.
We already did.
We did. Yeah.
We did.
We were there. My days are like all mixed up. We left there on
last week.
Thursday. Yeah. So I think we spent 2 or 3 nights in Whittier, which is such a cool process. It's one of the most remote towns in all of America.
And I think it's the longest single lane tunnel in North America. Highway tunnel.
We looked this up the other day.
In North America.
Yeah, it's really cool because it's only one way, and so you have to catch it at a certain time. It's like it switches at the bottom of the hour.
So going into Whittier is at the bottom of the hour. So every third, like, you know, at 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, and then at the top of the hour, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock is coming out of Whittier. And so they switch directions. And so obviously there's like a gap in there intentionally. So that way, like you only get a 15-minute window. So if you're going into Whittier, you have from 12:30 to 12:45, and then they cut off traffic going into Whittier, wait 15 minutes for the traffic to clear, and then once they've completely confirmed that the traffic is clear, then they reverse directions on the tunnel, and then people come back out.
And then they shut it down at night. So if you miss the last tunnel out, you're spending the night in Whittier. It's also just kind of like interesting to think about that at night you are completely cut off from like the rest of the world. Yeah. But it's so beautiful there.
Yeah. Whittier is fantastic. And, you know, some of it, like, we got to do in 2019. And so for some of us, this is like a return, and we get to actually share that experience with you guys this time.
Because we didn't have our vlog then.
We weren't vlogging. So. I mean, you got to remember, all of this started in 2020. It's really amazing that, you know, all of this, and we thank you guys so much because, you know, week in, week out, you all have been there and are right along with us on those experiences. And that's been amazing. Yeah, I mean, we're almost at 23,000 subscribers now, which is just so unbelievable. 18 months. In 18 months, we have 23,000 subscribers.
I know.
But anyway, yeah. So Whittier, like, that's a return for us, but we love Whittier, and it's really surreal. It's a surreal, like, it's this little enclave that's inside of a bay. It's actually where the ferry. If you take the ferry from the mainland, so if you go from Bellingham, Washington, and you go up to Alaska. They dropped you off at Whittier.
We saw the ship there.
Yeah, it actually come in, and they were unloading RVs and cars and people.
Yes.
I hope we get to do the ferry someday because I want a tent camp on the top of the ferry. It's just so cool.
Yeah.
Such a cool thing.
feel like
Okay.
it'd be really cold.
Colder than this?
I think it'd be comparable to this.
I don't know. All right, let's see.
We've got some more questions about the daylight. Yes, I'm still using my eye mask to sleep at night. I have to because I need it to be dark. And I've been wearing earplugs because where we're camped right now, it's a little rowdy with the 4th of July.
Yeah.
And then Piper and Ella are fine. They don't care. They will sleep through anything. It's the pug in them. They're just so lazy. Like, they're fine. They don't like the cold right now, that's for sure. They're all bundled up on the couch.
They are.
All 3 of them were laying on the couch the other
Yeah.
night, which was really cute.
They are happily not with us right now in the rain.
Yeah, they're like,
oh, you can actually see the rain starting to come down from the tent.
yeah.
The canopy. I mean, but yeah, they are inside the RV right now, nice and toasty, warm, and bundled up. So they're having a great time doing nothing.
Yeah.
And we're out here braving the elements for you. We did it for you guys.
And we got hot tea, so that was worth it too.
We did. Cash keeps asking about the toilet paper. Cash, it's fine. The toilet paper's fine. We have our own toilet paper.
We're still in the United States.
Let's talk about shopping real quick. Okay, so because that's a question that we get a lot is it really expensive to be up here in Alaska? And the truth is, it depends. If you go into Anchorage, first of all, Anchorage has 300,000 people. It's a good sized city. They have all the major chains, and they're roughly about the same price.
Mm-hmm.
Where you start to get into more expensive stuff. And by the way, they have a Costco. They have several.
Yeah,
actually.
we went to
Three
Costco when we got
Costcos.
here and stocked up.
Yep, 3 Costcos in Alaska, so no big deal there. But when you go to the supermarket, now that's where it gets kind of interesting because fresh produce can get a little bananas, no pun intended with bananas, but the avocado prices here are like off the chain expensive.
Yeah.
You can spend $3 on an avocado.
Yeah, I think the
2
first
for
day I got
$6?
it was 2 avocados for $6.
Yeah, and then I feel like we've even seen it for like $3 an avocado.
Which is hard, like going from Mexico last year, right? Where they're like, we could get them as cheap
I mean,
as like
$4 an avocado.
5 or 10 cents for an avocado, then the drastic end is all the way up here because they have to be shipped in. So
Yeah.
The produce is definitely the most expensive.
Yeah, fuel prices are actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Not too bad. I think in Anchorage we were spending about maybe $3.15 a gallon for diesel. Here in Seward, because it's a bit of a haul away from everywhere else. It's like $3.60 or so a gallon for diesel or for gas. Gas is about $3.70. It's actually more expensive for gas right now. But otherwise,
which is interesting.
yeah, where I think you will also start to feel it is if you go like for a restaurant, right? Restaurants are more expensive here, and you have to consider first and foremost that a restaurant only operates really for the season, and the season is about 3 months. June, July, and August. That's about all you get for all your tourism.
Mm-hmm.
So in some cases, I will say, yeah, you're going to pay more, and you just kind of accept that and actually appreciate the fact that these people basically don't operate for 8 or 9 months a year.
Yeah.
So that way they can operate for when you're here for 3
In the
months.
summer,
Yeah.
right? It's just too cold and dark, and there's nobody here, no tourists here in the winter.
Yeah. Peter says 3 cheers from Australia.
Oh, hi, Peter.
I think you win, Peter, always on the furthest away, the person who's watching us live from the farthest.
Love that. We can't wait to visit Australia one day.
He asked if we have a diesel heater. We don't, and that's actually something I have looked into. We have a propane heater. We do have a diesel generator though, and so we can power we also have electric heat and all that. So we have both propane heat and electric heat.
And the propane heater is pretty efficient.
It is. I will say this, that we try not to use it too much because propane heat, it's inevitably not very efficient.
I turn it on every morning because I can't get out of bed until the chill is off.
But what is kind of funny to me, at least, is that we barely use propane, because we pretty much only use it for heat and then to cook. And then our water heater is propane, but it's a Truma. So it's an AquaGo system. So it's like flash heating. So there's no tank. It's extremely efficient. We hardly use any propane at all.
We only end up filling up our propane
a couple times a year.
2-3 times a year.
Yeah, and then when we fill up, it's like that'll be $12, and we're like, wow. John, thank you, John Cameron. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for the super chat.
Yeah, thanks for the super chat.
I think we need a super chat dance if we get one.
We're gonna,
we'll work on that.
Yeah, we're gonna work on our super chat dance, but we
warm us up.
We'll put it in the fund for Scout to get a. Somebody said that it was like a Scout fund.
John asked. Oh yeah, for the jacket, yeah. We know that. As a fellow View owner, how's your Navion doing with keeping the cabin inside warm?
fine.
It retains heat pretty well. It's not that cold here. Like Seward is the coldest we've been in since we've been here.
Yeah, it's not below freezing here right now. I'm sure, like, because we're going to be
much colder weather before.
Oh, definitely 9 degrees.
Yeah.
I mean, we've taken the
Have
Navion.
you seen our Moab episode? But if it does get really cold, we'll like roll up towels. The only two I think like weak points for escaping heat is the slide, because the cold air tends to come in there. So we'll like roll
underneath
up
the
towels
slide
and just put that there, and that makes a big difference. And then at the door, we'll roll up a towel and put it there.
Yeah, and that's for really cold.
Yeah.
Really cold. I mean, like right now, we don't have either one of those things.
No.
We're fine.
I mean, inside, like this morning when we woke up, it was like 62 inside. So it was chilly, but not freezing by any means.
Yeah. Oh, Bob, one of our patrons. Hey, Bob. Hey, Bob.
Yes.
Is asking if we are at an outdoor restaurant in Seward. Yes, we are. We are. Well, it's actually the complex is called the Trainwreck. And if you missed, like Bob, it's really cool because it's all built out of old train cars from the Alaska Railroad.
That's really neat.
And yeah, and so one of the train cars is a restaurant, and so they have these nice awning areas for outdoor seating. And so we're sitting at one of those. I will tell you this: if you come up to Alaska, be prepared for really interesting hours, because people just kind of work when they want to work. Like if they want to be a breakfast and lunch place, well, they're a breakfast and lunch place, and that's it. So like this place is only open until 2:00. Now, unfortunately, because they have a huge labor shortage here.
I feel like with so many places,
yeah,
are doing the same thing.
A lot of places up here, even though they really desperately need to be open, they can't be open 7 days a week. And so this place actually is closed. Would you say Tuesday, Wednesday?
Yeah, tomorrow and Wednesday.
Yeah. So, but delicious food. Oh man, we had unbelievable breakfast.
Yeah.
It was like brunch all day today, because I think people are still kind of recovering from the 4th of July celebrations here. And then
we had one drink.
Yeah, and then Wednesday. So normally they have the Mount Marathon race. It's not a marathon.
No, the name of the mountain is
Mount Marathon. But normally they have that on 4th of July here in Seward, and because of COVID, they're trying to keep the crowds under control, so they staggered the events this year. So the 3rd was the boat parade and fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
The 4th was the street parade, and then Wednesday is when they're having the race. So if we're still around on Wednesday, we'll definitely want to check it out, because people are like, "Oh, you got to see this!" And it sounds like it's basically just a bunch of people trying to run up a hill.
Yeah, it's like
as fast as they can,
like really hardcore.
And some people do it in about 45 minutes.
They do have like a little like kid one that they did yesterday. I think it was yesterday, and it's like little toddlers doing this race, not the hard race. It's like down the street, but it's really cute. I've seen pictures of it.
Okay, so just really quickly, just to recap again, because a bunch of people are also asking us again about like how were we able to cross. We are doing work, and we have contracts to perform work in Alaska this summer, and so that's what we needed to provide. So as long as you're traveling for work purposes, or what the Canadian government considers to be an essential activity, which is work, permanent relocation. I've now forgotten some of the other ones. I'm sorry. Work,
residency.
Residency in Alaska. As long as it's one of what they consider to be an
it's
essential
all on their
purpose.
website. Like if
you
you go
can review
onto like the Canadian Border Authority website, it spells out like
all the things. In fact, there's even like a Q&A thing. Like you answer questions, and it says, yes, you may be eligible to transit through Canada to Alaska.
But it's all up to
the discretion of the agent at the border.
Right, like whoever you get.
Yeah, and so like in our situation, I called multiple times to the Canadian Border Authority, trying to make sure that I had everything that we needed before we attempted to cross. And unfortunately, what they said on the phone didn't match with what was the reality on the ground. They said, well, we need more. We need more documentation. And we were like,
Well,
so we had to go back to our employers and say, hey, can you provide us with more documentation? And they did. And the second time, ultimately, we were successful in crossing. And then we drove for 57 hours, not straight, but we in 57 hours, that's how long it took us to cross Canada to get to Alaska.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. Oh, do we cook all our meals over campfires? We actually, I think, have only in 3 years on the road cooked one meal. Remember the fish over a campfire? We usually use the kitchen inside. We have like a little grill we can put over the campfire.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think like, I think one time.
Yeah.
Maybe twice. I feel like we also did like
we do
sausages.
s'mores.
Yeah.
The campfire.
We cook inside. We cook a lot actually inside, but that's about it.
Yeah. And I've seen a couple questions too, like about campgrounds versus boondocking. And we've done a mix of both. When we were in 2019, we mostly did campgrounds, and then we kind of like started dipping our toes in like the boondocking realm, I guess.
Yep.
And then you guys know, like last summer we did 125 straight days, and we're trying to mainly do boondocking while we're out here. Alaska, there's so many options for it. So that's what we're trying to do. But there's some places, like when we go to Homer, we're probably going to stay in a campground because that's like your only option if you want to be out on the spit of Homer. So
yeah, I mean, there's lots and lots of opportunity to boondock in Alaska. If you want to free camp, literally, you can pretty much, I would say, like if there's a pull off on the side of the road, even like a rest area, picnic area, whatever it is, as long as it's not labeled that you cannot overnight there. Or camp there, you at least get 24 hours in that spot. But there's lots and lots of places to camp here.
And they're all just so beautiful. Like it'll be like this perfect teal lake with like gorgeous snow-capped mountains, and it's incredible.
Well, like Homer, like you were saying about the Homer Spit, like there are going to be those situations where you're going to want to pay for camping, even if you haven't paid for camping, because like the Homer Spit is this long peninsula of it's sand, I guess it is, right? Isn't it sand? Yeah. So anyway, but there's lots of restaurants and shops and bars and all that all along this spit, and then there's you're on a peninsula, so there's water on 3 sides. It's just absolutely beautiful. And the mountains and all that. So definitely a lot of fun.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah,
we're trying to figure out. My birthday is this week, and so trying to figure out what we want to do. We might head that way.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. There's lots of things.
So many options. So many options. Have you had the fresh seafood yet? Oh yeah. The halibut, the salmon.
We had a bucket of
so
butts.
Good.
We had a bucket of butts on the 3rd. That's what they call halibut. Bucket of butts. But they do these like 1-inch cuts of halibut, and then they're like lightly fried in a pan, and they're absolutely delicious.
Good.
We've had a ton of. I think almost every day we've had fresh seafood.
Yeah,
you got to.
Oh, it's just so good. It's so good.
Yeah, I can't wait till we get to. Lori, her birthday is this week too. Lori, when is your birthday?
Happy early birthday. I'm a July 9th baby.
I can't wait till we get like in Valdez. There's a cannery right there, and you can go and buy like straight off the boat fresh seafood, and they have like even like crab and stuff like that. And man, we lucked out last time because they were having crab. They had just gotten a crab delivery, and so we got crab legs, and they were
so good,
delicious, and they were much cheaper than what you would find, like obviously in the lower 48.
Yeah.
Oh man, so many. Hello from Skagway.
Hi,
Destiny. Wow. Hello. Hey, get in touch with us. We'd love to hear what's going on down in Skagway. We've never been to Skagway.
No.
That's one area we have not been to yet.
Yeah, they closed it too. I know.
This is from way down.
There is another coffee shop down the harbor.
Yeah, like near the Kenai Fjord boat tours.
You probably want to drive. Yeah.
There's a lot though right next to it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hey, we're just helping people out. That's what we do. We help people live,
unofficial greeters,
and on YouTube. That's what we do.
Yes.
That's what we do. Wow, Caitlin, we have 210 people that are watching us right now.
Yeah.
Man, you guys.
So Matt asked, Shayna wants to know if we stopped in Dawson City I don't know what a sourdough drink is.
Oh, I have heard about this. And no, we have never done that before.
Is that?
So there's literally a dead man's toe, and
I did hear about that.
they put it in the drink, and it's like a rite of passage thing. No, we haven't done it because Dawson City. So the routing that because they actually mandate you have to take the fastest route.
So we bypassed all that.
All that, yeah. So we ended up going.
Nor could we have stopped anyway because you can't.
You're not allowed to. Yeah,
No.
yeah. But like we end up having to go along like the Cassiar Highway, and then into Tok, and then once we were into Tok, then we were free to move around. But like we went south immediately. So no, we have not done yet the sourdough drink.
No.
Is that what it's actually called? I'm asking Matt, like if it's called the sourdough drink, because we'll have to go back and do that. But I have definitely heard about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember that now. No, we didn't do it.
Oh my God. Yeah, the sour toe is a real thing. Destiny says, we did it 2 years ago, and his name was Josh.
The toe donor.
No, it
I'm
wasn't.
having a hard time drinking my hot tea now thinking about that.
What, a toe in your drink? Just a little toe in your cup? There's some interesting traditions up here. You know, I mean, I think you just gotta, it's almost like you gotta have gallows humor or something up here.
Yeah.
You know, in some cases, like, well, it's between think about it. I mean, the weather is pretty sour for a large time of the year, so you're kind of shut in. So there's that. Also, this was like, this was wild and wilderness.
A lot of it still is. Like, most of it is. Most of the state.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah. One thing that we also get asked about is like, how are the roads? And I will tell you right now that the main, so think of it as essentially the highway system. The highway system, there are 4 roads. They form like a square, basically, going through Alaska. And those kind of connect the major cities of like the mainland portion. Not necessarily like when you get down, well, either towards the Aleutian Islands or like when we're talking about Juneau, which is an island, or Ketchikan, which is another island. But those roads are generally actually quite good. So to go long distances, not too terribly bad. But if you go north of Fairbanks, it turns to gravel. So if you're heading like up towards like North Pole and actually, I mean, sorry, even past North Pole, if you're heading actually to like the Arctic Circle, that is gravel.
Prudhoe Bay.
Yep, Prudhoe Bay. And then there are certainly gravel roads aplenty. So you can find your gravel roads, but I will say that generally speaking, they do a pretty good job of maintaining the roads here. And there is definitely road work every single year.
I feel like so far, the roads have been better now than they were in 2019.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Even driving out here to Seward, in 2019, there was a really large section that was under construction. It was all gravel, and they replaced it, and now it's like wonderful to drive on. So we're kind of seeing that. I think like all the construction they were doing in 2019, we're now like reaping the fruits of their labor.
Yeah, the benefit.
Yeah.
Did we talk about frost heaves yet?
No.
Frost heaves is definitely a thing, and that's something you need to be aware of. But when you're driving down the road, if you start to see the lines become squiggly off in the distance, slow down, because that means that the road has like actually heat, like frost. So it's the thawing and freezing of the ground. It buckles the ground. I mean, it buckles the road, and so it ends up like you end up with like a dip, like a really fast, like kind of up down, and you can really rock your RV or your car on those things. So you definitely have to slow down to make sure to keep your eyes peeled. Yeah,
I'm pretty good at spotting them. Like, slow down, frost heave.
Yeah. Caitlin likes to remind me to like
ahead.
Focus. Yeah, ahoy. He's like, but
I'm a good first mate.
Yeah, we don't have a crow's nest though, but I know she
I
wishes.
need one of those like.
Well, she's got the hat for it. I just realized. I mean, she's got her little seafaring hat, but
Alaska's 2 seasons: winter and road construction.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That is well said. That's well said indeed. But yeah, definitely, you can get where you need to go, and do not be afraid of the roads, and take it slow. Like let me say this: if there is construction going on, where the road will be stripped all the way down to gravel, and that does happen, they will have a pilot car, and they'll make you drive really slowly over it. So just take your time. Like there's nothing to really be afraid of, in my mind. For driving up here, either in Alaska or driving to Alaska.
We were worried ahead of the 2019 trip because we had heard all these horror stories about the damage that was going to happen to our rig, and I just feel like they're like tall tales. I don't know.
Could they happen? Absolutely.
Yeah, like it's all about how you drive your rig. Like it's our house. We don't want to destroy it. No. So if you take your time and take it slow, can things happen? Absolutely. Like we did get a crack in our windshield coming back down.
Yeah, somebody threw a rock.
Right, that was because a tractor trailer. I mean, that could happen anywhere. A tractor trailer kicked up a bunch of rocks, hit our windshield, and cracked it. So I mean. Yep,
and that was on actually a paved road.
Yeah.
And there was just a random rock, and it hit our windshield.
So it can happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, we got like tons and tons of.
Oh, the CRV. I know we kind of left everybody hanging.
We did.
That will be in our next episode.
Yes.
On Sunday.
Yes. I will.
That was not fun though, because that was like
spoiler alert. It's okay.
Yeah. That was when we had to get out of Yukon. We had that 24-hour window, and it was just like dragging a dead car, and then we were concerned that we were going to damage the transmission by having to like manually put it into neutral because the transmission wouldn't have been primed, and luckily it was all okay. But
Yeah.
it was not fun.
I will say that, that some of that, Caitlin, is the price you pay for a 1997 Honda CRV with a picnic table. If you want
a good car.
If you want a picnic table, there's some sacrifices you gotta make.
Yeah, we've had that car a year and a half. We bought it right before we went to Mexico. We bought it for Mexico specifically, and we've definitely gotten our money's worth out of that car for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. It is definitely, let's be honest, I mean, it's an old car, right? It's kind of a beater, but we love it. Yeah. I mean, it actually is in pretty good shape. Almost everything works on it. Yeah. It has a tape deck, people.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
No.
The radio does not work. The stereo system does not work at all.
Okay, let's see. Other questions. There's talk about opening the U.S.-Canada border July 21st. If you have 2 shots for COVID, that's true. We've heard the same thing. Mm-hmm. I actually thought that they were going to announce something sooner, at least if you're vaccinated. We're fully vaccinated. And I guess the expectation in my mind is that they're going to do that first. That, they're going to open it up hopefully to people who are vaccinated first.
But they didn't ask about that at all. Like, we had copies of our vaccine cards and everything. They didn't ask that at all. So who knows? Yeah,
tough to say. But my thought is, at some point I have to imagine that they're gonna start reopening it slowly this summer. And if they do, great. We would love, after we finish Alaska, finish our work up here, to go through Canada slowly. We love Canada.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Canada. I know we had a couple of questions on our video, like, why did you speed through Canada? We had to. We couldn't sightsee. We love Canada. Canada's beautiful, but we needed to be respectful and not get in trouble and just get out as quickly as possible. But yeah, when the time's right, we would love to do a lengthier sightseeing tour through Canada.
For sure.
Yeah.
How is cell service? Cell service is a mixed bag.
Yeah.
Just know that in some cases you are really, really remote, and so you should expect that you're going to have periods of time where you don't have cell service.
That's why we had to come into town where we're staying, which is only probably 15 minutes away. Does not have cell service, or has one bar where we can barely do anything. So yeah, it's just very most of the cities or towns will have it. But that could vary. Yeah, if you go 5 miles outside of town, it could be dead.
Yeah, shout out to Google Fi. We have Google Fi for our cell service. And so it allows us to roam on a bunch of different carriers. And up here, there's a local Alaska carrier called GCI. And GCI has great coverage. So pretty much if you have coverage in Alaska, it's probably from GCI. And then there's Verizon up here and AT&T up here.
We have not had Verizon since...
I feel like it's only in major cities.
Yeah.
Major cities. We haven't had
outside
it
of Anchorage here. Was the last time we had it. So it's been about a week and a half.
Yeah. But down in Seward, we haven't really had Verizon. So apologies to the people at Verizon. We can't endorse you for Seward.
I know.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But anyways, let's see what else. Destiny says every 21st of the month they've revisited. Yeah, and that's actually the same situation as when we were in Mexico. So the U.S.-Canada and U.S.-Mexico borders both closed at the same time way back in, was it March of 2020? Wow.
Seems like a lifetime ago.
Yeah, and every single month on the 21st, they just keep re-upping it and re-upping it and re-upping it.
Yeah.
And here we are now, a year and a half later. Oh,
hi! The Alaskan sun dog.
This is Boomer.
Hi, Boomer.
Let's see if Boomer's going to make an appearance.
I know, he's so cute. Come here, honey.
Hi, Boomer. Boomer is a Alaskan sled dog.
Alaskan husky. Yep. Yeah. Hi, honey.
Okay, let's see. Oh, there's Boomer.
Hi, honey.
Hey. Boomer, say hi to everybody.
So pretty. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
So cute.
Randy says AT&T is actually better coverage in most areas. We do have AT&T also.
That's what we're running off right now.
Yeah, we're running off an AT&T one as well. That's very true. Definitely, they have better coverage than Verizon. That's for sure. Up here. I know. Boomer's so cute, Shannon.
I know.
Yeah.
I love Boomer. We love all the doggies.
Tom says, welcome to Alaska. We full-time RV and we're pretty much stranded up here last winter. Hoping to get through next month. Maybe we'll run into. Yes, we would love that.
Yeah, Tom, send us a message on Instagram or Facebook or something. Love to hear your story too. That sounds wild.
Absolutely.
And especially if you were here through the winter. Oh my goodness. We don't have an intention of staying that long.
Yeah, Tom, and please comment back. Were you actually stuck up here, kind of thing? In other words, were you not from Alaska? Did you not live? Well, you said you're full time.
Yeah.
Were you stuck up here?
So many questions.
Wow.
Tom.
That's a story and a half.
I know.
Right there. Okay.
So how long will we be up here? Our plan is to be up here for a couple months, at least until it starts getting cold.
Yeah, I think
We have a couple commitments like at the end of September.
Yep.
And early October where we have to be back down in the lower 48.
Yeah, we've got, from a scheduling standpoint, we've got about 6 to 8 weeks of work stuff that we have to get done while we're here. But outside of that, I mean, let's see, it's July now, so maybe we'll be leaving early September.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's about 2 months, which will be good.
About 2 more months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely enough time, hopefully, to really see.
Do all the things.
Yeah, we're going to do everything.
I know. It's hard because, like,
We can't do everything.
you want to do everything and it's daylight so long that you have extra time. Like we did a hike last night at 9 o'clock at night, and then you're just so tired because you're doing all the things. There's, so much to see and do. And now I'm like, I just want to, now that it's raining too, like I just want to sleep. Just want to sleep for 24 hours.
I wouldn't
Curl up
mind
with my doggies.
I wouldn't mind the sun. Seeing the sun again would be nice. It's been a day.
Yeah.
It's been a day since we've seen the sun.
Yesterday was nice. Oh,
Yeah.
The one animal we went to see up here. I just get really excited anytime we see an animal. But seeing a moose is just like the coolest thing. Just because they're so big and so majestic looking. But I also want to see some more bears.
Mhm.
We saw one grizzly bear when we were here in 2019. That was in Denali.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
like to see some more grizzlies from a distance. What about you?
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree. I mean, I wouldn't mind going, maybe doing one of the fly-in trips, going over to some of the islands, like Kodiak. I would love to go to Kodiak if we can,
That'd be
to
so
see the big
cool.
bears and to kind of experience that culture, because we actually met somebody who was born and raised on Kodiak. They were at a restaurant. They were working at a restaurant where we went into, and I love the concept, the idea of, like, you grow up, you spend your formative years living on a small island, off the coast of mainland Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
really
I just think it's really
And his
interesting.
family still lives there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Really cool.
I love meeting people, and I love hearing their stories and kind of how they see and perceive life and everything.
Mhm.
So let's see. You had something about the animals. You
Yeah.
probably see
Oh,
bears and
polar-
Valdez. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For
Polar
sure.
bears, they're not here, right?
Can somebody, can Alaskan actually confirm that?
I feel like they're super far north, and they do have them in some areas of Canada, but polar bears are not like in the southern part of Alaska. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
We're not bear experts.
we're not. If one of the
you guys-
Alaskans can chime in and let us and the group know.
You guys
About
saw
polar bears.
my animal spotting skills on the drive here, unfortunately. I was so excited that my mind was making things up. And I feel like you were just delirious from driving all those out.
She thought she was seeing a moose, and it would turn out to be a guy in a sweatshirt. It was like that kind of stuff. You're very high skill animal recognition.
Yeah. I needed the binoculars. We did see some sheep on the mountain. Frankie is really good at spotting animals up on like mountains. So
Yes.
we've seen like a bunch of eagles, a bunch of sheep. That's it over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see like the salmon runs too. We need to figure out the timing on that because that would be really cool.
For sure. I salmon run. I would like, bears, salmon. I would like to do another cruise again, and maybe we can see
Puffins. Yeah. We did see some last time.
on the
Yeah.
cruise. We took a cruise into Kenai Fjord, which is the national park. Seward is kind of like what you can drive to, and then past Seward is only accessible by boat, really the park itself. And so to see the park, you actually have to get onto a boat, and we did that. And you can see puffin, and you can see all these amazing animals.
Seals.
Yeah, and that's a great question. Oh,
Yeah.
Just a quick shout out to our patrons.
I know.
Like our Patreon
Yeah.
community has been awesome and very supportive, and we want to thank you guys again because thanks to their support, the challenge, every 10 video, every two, oh my gosh, I'm screwing this up so badly. Every 10 new patrons that we get on Patreon, we do another month of twice a week videos.
Yeah.
And that's been really great. And obviously you guys get to benefit from that. But if you're interested in joining, it's just patreon.com/Newstate Nomads, and you can hopefully help us get to the next challenge and another month. So we'll be coming up. Actually, I think we're done now with the most recent round, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you want to see them in July, hop on over to Patreon and join. It starts at $8.
And a big thank you to all of our patrons too. We were able to make a big donation. We're doing quarterly donations, so we match dollar for dollar our patrons, and we're able to make a donation on behalf of them every quarter. And we selected the 2 Titmice Vodka Foundation, which is helping breast cancer patients who are actively going through treatment right now. We got to meet and hear the story from Ed, the founder of that foundation, in our Jacksonville video, and that money will go directly to those patients, and that helps pay like all of their bills, not necessarily related to their medical expenses. So
things, housing expenses,
right, like car payment, electric bill, all of that stuff. So if they are not working or not able to provide for themselves while they're going through this treatment, they take care of all of that, so they can just focus on getting better. It's really incredible. We love Ed and all the work that he is doing. His wife is a breast cancer survivor, and so that's why he founded the foundation. So a big thanks to all of our patrons for that too, because that makes us feel good that we're able to help share these stories, but also make a meaningful impact to those people in those communities that we visit.
Exactly right. Yeah, and more than likely, I think our next one for the quarter is probably going to be for Alaska, since we're going to be spending so much time here. But we look forward to sharing that.
Thank you, Luke. You guys are the best. I know. We have a really good group.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, but definitely, if you guys are interested, it's patreon.com/Newstate Nomads, and you can join. And so, when we hit 50, right?
I think our next there. We only need a couple more.
50. Yeah. Wow.
Crazy. I know.
Also
really
incredible.
Awesome. Okay, so we have some polar bear answers now. Barrow, Alaska had a problem with polar bears. Really? Polar ice cap is melting. They were forced inland for food. Okay, that makes sense. And then it's one of Churchill, Manitoba is the capital of polar bears.
Okay.
Yes.
Manitoba, yeah. So we'd have to go into Canada, which obviously we can't. Or at least right now, we can't go into Manitoba, Canada.
But I think polar bears and grizzlies are pretty vicious, right?
I don't want to meet. I mean, I don't want to meet them. The grizzly bear. It's funny. So when we went to Denali in 2019, we saw one from the bus, and they said, this was the exact ranger quote: "If you can see the bear, you are too close."
Yeah, that's all I needed to hear.
So I have no intention of getting super close.
No, we want to come back from Alaska.
Absolutely. Hi from British Columbia, Canada. Hi. Hey, Gordy. I mean, we.
Oh, Andy. Thank you, Andy.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Yeah, it's really been amazing, particularly like building up the Patreon community and everything, because we want to be able to give back to the communities we explore, and through that partnership, through your partnership with us, that we're able to make those donations every month and
every quarter.
Or every quarter. I'm sorry. We collect the portion of it every month,
yeah,
and then every 90 days we do one.
Yeah. So I did see a question earlier about like what our favorite thing has been that we've done so far. Just to give you guys like a teaser of what's coming up, I would say probably. So we hiked to a glacier. That just inside of Whittier. That was really awesome.
I hiked 2 glaciers.
Oh, 2. The one last night. I forgot.
She's like, yeah, whatever. It's another glacier.
And then something that was really unique that we didn't do the first time. We got to visit a musk ox farm, and we learned all about the musk ox. And they're very fascinating creatures. They actually went extinct here in Alaska, and this is now a farm that is back in action, and we can't wait to show you all about them. So
look for a lot of. We're going to be doing I believe a lot of activities that we haven't done before, and should be a whole lot of fun. We don't want to necessarily spoil it, but
it's just a couple things
we will be seeing, and you will be seeing Alaska from high, from low,
from land, from water.
Yeah, from a many different ways.
I know. We need to create like a new intro where it's like us doing Alaska things from high, from low.
I am going to try and fish, by the way. That's another little teaser for you. We have plans for Howard to actually fish again.
If you have seen the Sedona episode,
you know what a sport.
My grandma's watching. Hi, Nanny. It's one of her favorite episodes where Howard tried to fish. So yeah, I mean, this is like, we have to go fishing here, fishing capital.
Yep.
And Hard needs to learn some new skills. So
I am okay. Polar bears actually will hunt man as a food source. There it is. I'm out.
yeah,
I'm out.
no. I mean, it's so funny because I feel like in cartoons and storybooks and things like that, like bears are always like so cute and cuddly. And it's like, no, they're not. They're the opposite of that.
No, I don't care how many bottles of Coca-Cola they open up. I don't think that they're cuddly.
Yeah.
I just don't.
This is a good question. So are your videos a couple of weeks behind when you post, or this is a common practice for safety and such? Yeah. So
that is correct.
Our videos are typically 2 to 3 weeks behind, and safety, yes, but also like just from a workflow standpoint, YouTube's not our primary job. And so like this is a secondary thing that is sort of like a full-time job because of the time commitment that's required on top of all of our marketing work and everything that we, run our own business. And so we have to give ourselves that buffer so that we have the time to edit the videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is important. I think that, we might spend a little bit longer than others. But I think the payoff also is that we're giving you a higher quality episode every week. We do take a lot of time. We are, but look, I think it comes through, right? I mean, I think that I think that people really enjoy watching our take on a destination or whatever, and I think a part of that is because of the video and because of the quality of the video. So, it takes us a little bit longer, but yes, we do delay, and it's about 2 to 3 weeks, and we try not to get too much further out from that because then you start to get a little bit detached from where you are.
Yeah, there was one period I think last fall where we were pretty far out, and it was like trying to put the video together, you lose so much of that excitement because it's like you've moved on to the next thing and you're like, oh, what was that? Or like going back in the archives essentially. So yeah, we don't want to get like too far behind. I think 2 to 3 weeks for us is a very good pace.
But yeah, from a safety standpoint, definitely, I just feel that, we are putting a lot out there, right? I mean, we're obviously sharing like where we go, where we stay, and all of that. And so, yeah, having a little bit of a buffer isn't necessarily a bad thing. Certainly, we don't want to necessarily be like, hey, like we are here right now
at this exact location.
At this exact location, But
yeah, it happens. But if you ever see us out, please say hi.
Oh yeah, absolutely. yeah. Wow, you're right, Caitlin. You're right. I'm not saying don't say hi.
We actually get to meet 2 of our patrons here in Alaska. Which
we sure did.
Awesome.
We have one well, 2.
Yeah.
It's a couple. Dave. Thanks to Dave.
Ashley and his wife. Yeah, that was so much fun. So they were here in Seward, and we got to meet them.
It was really great. They live in Anchorage or outside of Anchorage.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah. It was really cool.
We do love meeting people in person.
Yeah. Somebody asked, can we see Russia from where you are? Well,
right over yonder.
Oh, you betcha. Just right out our backyard.
We'll keep an eye out and let you know. Not today. It's too foggy for sure.
Yeah. I promise you, though, you cannot see it from that area of Alaska where somebody famously said that you could. You can't.
Oh, going back to a question on the ferry. So do they have rooms on the ferry for you to stay, or can you stay in your van? So if you're taking the Alaska Marine Highway, you cannot stay in your RV or van.
Correct.
You have to you can book a room, but it's very expensive, and they're like bunk beds, right?
They're based. It's kind of like train travel, I guess I would say, kind of comparable, where it'll have like a bunk bed set up, or a single bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can camp like out on the open deck, and just bring a tent. So.
And then there are some areas, solarium, I think is what they call it, where you can you find a bench or whatever, and people have sleeping bags and they just sleep out there.
I don't think I could do that.
It's heated. It is heated.
You could do that because you could sleep anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
He falls asleep like that, and then I'm up for another hour.
Yeah, you could definitely do that.
But if you're taking the Tote Marine, the way that Frankie and Alex just shipped their van here, that is just you're strictly putting the van or the rig on that boat, and then you have to fly in or take another way in.
But it only takes 3 days.
Yeah.
It's approximately 3 days. I mean, they have. I think it leaves on Wednesday and Friday. I feel like,
and then something like that.
And then you pick it up on a Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you could theoretically drop it off on Friday and then pick it up on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah. I think. Oh, Leanne, thank you. We just got a new patron.
Oh, yay!
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Leanne. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that.
Okay. There's a great bakery in Seward.
What?
Blueberry Boat. They're wonderful, still available. Okay, we're gonna have to Google this. So the name of the pastry is the Blueberry Boat. I'm sure if we Google it, we can find it. I hope if it's still here, because gotta try that.
By the way, I just love your screen name, the Niblets. So Niblets, Do you remember, was it like in the harbor area or was it
Like
like in
downtown.
downtown? If you can at least give us that might help us narrow it down.
Yeah.
But yeah, we love we love to eat. Did you know that? We stayed on Fox Island. Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Kenai Fjord cruise. So Fox Island. So
we
there are
wanted
like
to do that yesterday.
they're sold out.
I know.
Yeah, they're sold out.
We didn't plan very well. I mean, you guys know, like, we kind of just fly by the seat of our pants sometimes, and we didn't know where we were going to be spending the 4th. I mean, you also have to remember, like, up until we didn't know if we were going to be in Alaska at all this summer, if we were going to be able to make it happen. And I feel like because Seward is such a big destination for the 4th of July, that stuff was all just booked out.
People come from all over. I mean, literally the state. Like, a lot of people come down from Anchorage,
yeah,
and even from Fairbanks in order to celebrate the 4th.
I know, but we would have loved to do that.
Yeah, so there's two main cruise operators. There's Major Marine, and then Kenai Fjord, and the Kenai one. That one they do a lunch or a dinner or an overnight. Yeah, I think you can overnight on Fox Island.
So cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
Let's see. Are you gonna make it up to North Pole, just north of Fairbanks? Yes, Gary. Yes, I want to go to the North Pole. I know we can't actually go to North Pole, but we can go to the Arctic Circle. And then I'm still, by the way, okay, here's another Alaskan question for the Alaska viewers right now. What is in Prudhoe Bay? Is there anything to actually see going up there?
Like right now, I think we're like a house divided.
We are.
We should go.
I want to go just because I want to take the road as far as you can possibly go, right? Like it's the end of the earth. It's as far north as you can literally go on a road.
And I'm like, I don't know if there's nothing up there to see.
But yeah, I mean, I know there's a bunch of oil workers up there because that's where the oil fields and all that are, and that's the start of the Alaska pipeline and all that. I get that, but what else is there? I mean, is it worthwhile to?
Does anybody, if you've been to Prudhoe Bay, please message us, tell us if we should do it or not.
Definitely. Let's see. Well, here's a comment which we just love. Your videos are fantastic quality, and we love to see places through your eyes and drone eyes.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. And
the drone shots here are incredible.
Yeah, we're going to be putting together a little teaser in the next couple of days, actually, like kind of teasing all this stuff so far that we've done for Alaska.
Lots of drone shots.
Yeah, there's a lot of drone shots.
Super epic.
Okay, the bakery was near a strip of land near the water with a couple of stores nearby. It's been several years. If you go to Valdez, and there says, okay. We will definitely be going there in Valdez.
Okay, we'll look at we'll try to find that bakery in Seward. I did see somebody said there's a couple hotels and then the oil rigs in Prudhoe Bay. So,
Tara.
Hi, Tara. So if you take the Marine Highway boat, where do the dogs stay? That's a great question. So if you are taking your rig on the boat, they have to stay in the rig, and then you get to visit them every 8 hours, which would have been really tough to do, just knowing that they were like alone. But the good news would have been they were in their house. If you are taking the ferry up, like for example, if we had shipped our RV like on Tote Marine on just the boat, and then we took the ferry up because there was no room for our rig on the Marine Highway, and it was just us, they would have had to stay in a crate on the
car deck. Yeah, and then every 8 hours, you're allowed to go down and take them for a walk and feed them and visit with them, but for only like 15 minutes every 8 hours.
Yeah.
And then if there is a stop, which there are several.
Yeah, you stop in, depending on which boat or which route you take, like there's a stop in Ketchikan, so you can get off the boat and take them with you. Almost spilled my tea. You can take them with you. and that, I think, helps to break it up a little bit. But it's definitely not like a super ideal situation for doggies.
Definitely. Okay, I'm just checking for time here. Okay, so we're getting to that point where if you have questions and you definitely want us to answer it, just do a quick super chat, pop $1 in, whatever. We'll try and answer as many as, we will answer those questions, but we'll try and answer as many other ones as we can.
Randy says Prudhoe isn't really a tourist destination. It's cool to see, but it's all work.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we have time.
Well, somebody else said that the general store has a sign about the end of the road. The scenery to get there is incredible. That's what I've heard. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that it's really, really beautiful, the drive. And we're fully set up for it. I mean, like we can dry camp we went 125 days doing free camping last summer. So we can definitely do, a couple days or even a week or 2 weeks or whatever off grid. So it's not a big deal.
That's true. Is it worth taking the ferry to Juneau? we've never done it. We want to go to Juneau. We want to go to Ketchikan and see all of those.
Yeah, we want to see the island. We
Yeah.
we haven't obviously been to any of those islands, and yeah, the only way to do that is by
So we
boat.
think it's worth it. We can't like firsthand say.
I'm
it
gonna say
is,
yes.
but, yeah.
I'm gonna say yes. It's worth it. We haven't done it yet. I hope we get to do it during this trip. Okay, Gary has more on the road. It's very rough to get there going up the Hall Road. Yeah,
Yeah.
especially if it rains. There are only a couple of buildings, and you can get gas. Okay.
Gas is important.
Jim says it is done it a couple times.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
I know.
Kaylin, I think
don't
we're
know.
mixed right now.
We are. And like I said, we're a house divided. I don't know.
And I think we're also alive divided.
I think so too,
I know,
right?
it's very.
Who knew
very
this was
split.
such a divisive topic on if you should drive to Prudhoe Bay or not? So
Yeah.
stay tuned.
Have you guys? Has anybody ever done any of the? We're looking at obviously like the flying tours and all of that, both here on like mainland, but also if we're going into like one of those fly-ins for going over to the islands and stuff.
Oh, hi, Bonnie. Bonnie has a question about solar and battery to allow for long periods of dry camping. So we do have solar.
Now, Bonnie, I just correct me if I'm wrong. You also, because you have a Your Navion, and I think you actually have the same year. I feel like as ours.
Mhm.
Hi, I just want to make sure and just confirm. I'm 99% sure Bonnie does.
So we have 2 panels on the roof, and then we have an extra like foldable panel that we put up. And then we did just upgrade our batteries.
Right. So we have 400 watts total of solar, and then we did. Yeah, we bought. This is not a promotion or anything like that. We bought.
We paid for 'em.
We paid for the batteries on our own. We bought. We got 2 lithium batteries, and so now she has a 2019.
Okay.
Bonnie does. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have 2 lithium batteries now. So we have 210 amp hours of lithium power, and it's a big difference.
But it's
Big
been
improvement.
super cloudy and rainy most of the time since we got them. So
Well, which is
it
good
makes it
though.
hard on solar. But yeah, I mean it does.
Because then
It does help.
we don't have to run the generator nearly as often, in fact, if at all.
Mhm.
And we can go now like several days. And we are very power heavy users.
Yeah.
Because all the equipment that we're using, editorial and all of that, and our computers and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and our refrigerator. Our refrigerator uses a lot of electricity too. It's an electric only fridge. It is compressor, but it's really great.
But if we can help you, Bonnie, send us a message. I mean, you obviously know how to get in touch with us, and we can help you if there's specific questions with how to get your rig set up or
Definitely.
maximize your solar.
Well, Bonnie, for sure. I know, like, because you were going through a lot with like trying to even get your water to work
I know.
on yours, because somebody had turned, they had winterized it, but then only partially unwinterized it.
Yeah.
So Bonnie was dealing with that. But
Happy to help you.
Yeah.
Oh yes, did our friends make it to Alaska as well? So yes, they did. They put out their video today about how they got here.
Frankie and Alex did.
Yes.
So
we're-
right now we've still got one more. There's one more couple that
we're waiting for them.
they have not yet finished their build yet.
So I think they're close. Matt and Amber. Yeah.
Matt and Amber. Yep. Adaptive
We
Humanity.
miss you guys. Get up here soon. And then we actually met new friends too.
Mhm.
Who made it up here as well. So
Yeah, we're
I
just
know.
making friends left and right.
yeah.
That's what we do. We make friends.
See, we do like people.
We do. We love people. We
Just
love
teasing
people.
you. Yes. Yeah. I'm definitely using sleep mask. You don't use the sleep mask.
No.
Since it's daylight, like all night.
No.
We have pretty good blackout shades in the RV, but I'm just super light and sound sensitive, and so I sleep right now with an eye mask and earplugs in, so that I can just like be out, which helps a lot.
Yeah, I think that it is important to you have to accommodate for it, right? Like if you know you're a light sleeper or that it's going to be an issue,
Yeah.
make sure your blackout shades truly black out, because frankly, like it can be. Oh my gosh! Like last night we were up until past midnight.
Yeah, I was like, what time is it? And we're
we didn't
like-
even realize how late it was.
I think we're all kind of struggling that, like as a collective group right now.
Yeah.
Because there's just we didn't get back from that hike till 10:30.
Yeah, we went on a hike.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the other thing too. Is okay. What is kind of cool about that though is it really expands the time that you have to
Yeah.
do activities.
To explore.
You can. I mean, it could be bright enough at 4 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning to go out on a hike.
I won't be doing that. Then.
I'm just saying that you could. For those of you watching, you can do it.
If you're a morning person.
But yeah, you basically have like from 4 a.m. until like midnight
Yeah.
to do a hike. I mean, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Shannon.
Oh, Shannon, thank you.
Shannon, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. She says, I don't have a question. I just wanted to thank you for the fabulous content. It's always a highlight for our family. Can't wait to see Alaska with you. Shannon, thank you so much.
Thank you. It
Thank
means
you.
a lot.
Yeah, and Shannon, you've been with us since
For a
almost the
long time,
beginning.
yeah.
Since almost the beginning. So we can't thank you enough.
We- We
Good.
can't wait to start. I was just gonna say I'm so excited to start editing the videos and like all the stuff we've already done, and yeah, just sharing it with you guys.
Yep.
So
Does upping your Patreon count?
yes.
Yes, yes it does.
TV, thank you.
Yes it does.
Oh, there's up in van life.
Hey guys.
Hi guys.
Hey. Yeah, if you up it, I'll tell you what. We'll say that if we get some upped patrons,
You guys are the best.
then yes, that will
That does count.
We'll count that. We'll count that towards the goal. It won't numerically count up correctly, but we'll know. And
Oh,
split it.
Stephanie, thank you. Just joined your Patreon group the other day. I know we need to send our new welcomes out.
Yeah. So, oh gosh, we don't even have. Do we have a sticker?
Oh, do I still have
Guys,
it? I don't know. Yeah.
We have these really cool stickers that we think it's really fun. They're holographic, and if you join our Patreon community, you get one of those stickers. It's exclusive just for our patrons.
And Howard thinks you can do a lot of things.
Oh, you can.
So
You can. That could save your life. You can like signal to people like for help, like you're up on top of like a mountain or whatever, and you've broken your leg.
I do have to laugh though, because so Frankie and Alex have one of our holographic stickers on their fridge, and they have to cover it because sometimes like
So
the sun
bright.
comes in and it will like blind them. So
It's so
it
bright.
is reflective.
Yes, it is.
It's the one.
It is. If you actually put it on a bumper, I don't know. That could be a violation of some kind.
I have it on the back of my laptop, so that's I feel like a safe place.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, like the bat signal.
Like the bat signal. Exactly right.
It's blinding, but it's cool.
Yeah. FNA. Yeah, they keep it covered almost all the time. Which we're kind of like, huh? Like, oh, we're really glad we
do
gave
have
it to
like
you guys.
matte ones. Maybe we'll give them one of those since
We do.
theirs is in a prime spot for
Yeah.
sunlight.
The ones that if you go like on our website, you can buy we have a regular one that you can buy as well. Let's see. I was told the road from Alaska from Seattle is harsh on large Class A diesel pushers due to road surface conditions. If you see any high dollar large diesel pushers going your direction, normally yes.
Yeah,
Now,
we didn't this year because
of the
roads shut down.
restrictions, right?
But in 2019, yeah, we definitely saw a lot of Class A. I mean, rigs of any size, big fifth wheels. You just have to take it slower and really look out for the potholes and those frost heaves and that kind of stuff. But if you take your time, then you'll be fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
The worst stretch this time was when we were about 2 hours out. It was Destruction Bay. We were 2 hours out from the border. That was rough.
How ironic! Yeah, Destruction Bay.
Bay.
Yeah. The road. First of all, the roads from in BC, British Columbia, are really
fine.
great. They're,
Yeah.
like perfect roads. Once you get into the Yukon, it starts to get a little bit dicey, and then the further you go into Yukon, that's where you're really starting to see the frost heaves and all of that. You just got to take it slow. And I don't know if you were here earlier, but I was saying, like, if you look for the wavy in the road, like a street, like the yellow line in the middle of the road or the white line on the right side, if you see them start to go wavy, that's because the road is going up and down, and you need to slow down immediately because that means that there's probably a frost heave. Excuse me, hiccup.
But also, too, there are Facebook groups that are excellent resources for RVing to Alaska. On a normal year.
RVing to Alaska
is what it's called. So if you're interested or like you don't want to go alone, there are always like different caravans, or you can get a group of people together to do it in a normal year. So hopefully by next year, you'll be able to resume that. But that's always great. A great resource for information.
Definitely.
Too.
And there's so many great places to stop.
Did you see Matt's comment?
What?
First of all, they're upping their Patreon membership. Thank you.
Thank you.
But he wants another sticker because she took it back. We will send you another sticker. Absolutely.
I'll tell you what, we'll send you two. We'll send you two because if you're bumping it up, we gotta thank you somehow for that. So yeah, we'll definitely we'll send you two in the mail.
Oh, Stan, thank you. He said, really enjoy your adventures, especially the foodie ones. Alaska is food paradise.
Yes, it is. Stan,
Yeah.
you are 100% right.
Yeah, we've been eating good so far. We can't wait to share.
Yeah, it's so much. The seafood. Oh man, did you guys know about the large vegetable thing here? So like, Palmer is like the giant vegetable like center of the universe.
Oh, how much was that cabbage? It weighed like.
It was 6 feet across, 5 feet
huge.
across.
And they have a statue memorializing these large vegetables. It'll be in Sunday's episode. They're
Cool.
so big. So big. And we thought it was like just kind of, we didn't think it was real. Like, because remember you walked up and you're like, haha, it's to scale. And I looked and I was like,
It is
no,
to
it
scale.
is. It is to scale.
Yeah.
These were really this big.
It's really it's amazing. But so from what we read, the reason for that is because the sunlight, right? So if you're getting sunlight from 4 a.m. until midnight, or even longer in some cases, that means that the growing time is a lot longer. They're getting a lot of nutrition. The soil apparently is really good here. So even though it's like a short growing season, they get massive.
Yeah.
There was a carrot that was like about this big around. I don't know, was about six or 8
huge.
inches in diameter. Ridiculous.
Yeah, you guys will see. We have a shot of it in our upcoming video.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Oh, Jim says if you're here for the state fair, there's a size competition.
Oh,
we are
wanna
going
go
to the state fair.
fair.
We are going to the state fair.
Yes.
No question. Yeah.
Oh, and DB, thank you. He bumped up his Patreon also.
Thank you guys so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you very much. Again, thank you so much to.
Do you want
our
another
current-
sticker?
Yeah, Davey, we'll send you another sticker. We always want to thank our current patrons, but obviously, like our new patrons, thank you guys so much. And obviously,
Love our
given
community.
the number of people that are doing these upgrades, man, I mean that counts in my book. We will be trying to get to that 50
Crank out.
/upgrades. We're changing the challenge maybe a little bit on the fly, but
Right.
but definitely we want to do twice weekly.
Yeah.
And
There's
it's
just
through,
so
it's
much
through the
to share
challenge, yeah.
from here too. I feel like,
Oh, definitely. So much to share. If you're here for the state fair, yeah. So definitely. Let's see. Okay. This is your 15-minute warning, I think, Caitlin.
15.
15.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
we're
have
gonna
to run to the bathroom.
we're gonna stop in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Caitlin won't. She
I
has to
won't
go to the
make
bathroom.
I won't make it. Maybe 10 minutes, if that's okay.
Okay. Lori asks, do you prefer Alaska or Mexico? That's really hard.
Oh, that is so hard.
Gosh, I love them both.
Well, they're so different. They're so
Yeah.
different. I mean, Mexico, the culture, the food, just like, I mean, everything about it we absolutely love.
It couldn't be any different.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly,
that's a hard one.
For me, the appeal of Alaska is the natural beauty, the culture and all of that. Mexico, it is not so much necessarily about the scenery, I guess I would say, and it's more about the culture and the history of the area.
Oh yeah.
That's a very high appeal for me. So I don't know. I really struggle.
I'm picking a favorite.
I can't,
I know.
yeah.
It's really hard.
It's like picking your favorite.
How about this? I will say from RVing internationally, that's my number one. RVing domestically, Alaska's my number one.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a cop out. But.
That is a serious cop out. DB says, "Don't burn yourself out in
Yeah.
videos." I promise. And actually, something that we did just a couple months ago was we took a vacation for the first time, like a vacation from YouTube.
We needed one.
And it's very important. It is something that we have definitely tried to keep in mind. And as our patrons know, like we keep you guys updated in real time. By the way, that's another benefit of joining our Patreon community is you get real time updates from us. So,
yeah, like they knew we were in Alaska
weeks ago.
Yeah, when it happened.
That's right. Yeah,
We're
and
like, guys, guess what?
yeah, yeah.
We were so excited.
We have
to share with them.
a close friends group on Instagram, but then we also have a private Facebook group, and so they get pumped with a lot of additional information that you don't otherwise see. Merch.
I know.
We know.
There's just so many challenges with like fulfillment, and we can't like run a shop out of our
We have.
RV, and we want to make sure it's like good stuff that people want, and
We've
like
been just.
I know.
This is like. We need help.
I know.
We need help.
Do you guys
if we're
know
gonna-
anybody
yeah.
who like does merch? I don't know,
like overall fulfillment and all that,
Yeah.
and not through like Teespring or something like that, because
yeah.
honestly, we need. Yeah, we probably need help on it because we keep having these like start and stops situations.
Right, or like
so.
we'll have a really good idea, or we'll come across a product that we're like, this is something like we would use on the road, and like,
Yeah.
aligns with who we are, and then it's like, okay, but how do we
fulfill it?
do this, right? So
Yeah, the
I know.
fulfillment becomes a challenge.
we really want it to happen, and we do have a lot of good ideas, and you guys have given us good ideas, but there's just some hurdles and challenges we got to get over first. But we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Okay, real quick. Have you had a favorite seafood lunch or diner or dinner?
Oh, just anytime it's like seafood. So like the halibut is fresh and delicious. The salmon, that salmon salad we had here, I had in.
Oh my god, where was the salmon at? No, what was the name? Where'd you have that?
Oh wait, that was
really good.
yeah. Oh, it was the salmon bake.
Oh yeah, in Seward, there's a place called the Salmon Bake.
So darn
And
good.
no surprise, you should try the salmon bake.
Yeah.
And it's really, really
It
good.
was amazing.
Yeah. I mean,
So that's been one of my favorites for sure.
fresh seafood, of course.
Yeah.
It's plentiful.
Yeah.
Another interesting thing with Seward is you can go down and you can see, because there are charters going on constantly where the fishermen are pulling.
We watched them
up.
the other day, just bringing all of these huge halibut, and there was another fish that was like spotted. I forget the name of it. They're just like.
Remember the orange one?
Yeah. Which somebody told Frankie that
you get
could,
one a day.
Only residents of Alaska can get them.
Okay.
So they're like super special and rare, and you can only get one. So,
yeah.
But, yeah.
Oh, they have one in here too. Salmon
Oh,
bait.
do they?
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
We got to go to that one too and then compare.
Mm-hmm. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
Kelly says, I lived in Alaska for a few years, 20 years ago, and haven't been back since. We're flying up in 2.5 weeks, and I get to show Alaska to my husband and my 18-year-old son. That is awesome.
So cool.
Kelly, that's great.
That's
we should
really cool.
Please
yeah,
reach out to us.
That's awesome.
Yeah, listen, if we can figure out some way to do like a meetup or something, we'll do it.
Alaska friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd love to do that while we're here in Alaska. It'd be really fun. What's that?
This comment just made me laugh. He said, watching the Key West video the other day, now you're in Alaska, I want to be like you when I'm younger.
Yeah.
We get around.
We do. And I mean, even at the time when we were in Key West, we were like, we're about to do something pretty crazy, because it was crazy.
Yeah.
We went 5,000 miles from Key West. We have now completed, almost completed. If we do all the way up to Prudhoe Bay, we will have gone as far as you literally can go.
From the southernmost point.
From the southernmost point in the United States to the northernmost point in the United States.
Yeah.
So that'd be awesome.
From Scotland, Linda.
Oh, hi.
Thank you.
Linda, thank you so much. Thanks for joining our Patreon community. Really appreciate that.
And getting a message from us. Oh, Stan,
super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thanks, guys. Yeah. Thank you so much. Let's see. Your videos are getting me so psyched, said Kelly.
Good. Yes.
Awesome.
We're getting psyched to share them. I know. I can't wait to start editing. That's what I love too, is like I get so pumped to like put them all together and like have, some creative fun with them. And when you're in an extra beautiful place like this, it just makes it even easier to put all that together.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Alaska makes it easy. Mexico made it easy. I mean, man, there was just so much to do and all of that in Alaska. There's just endless amounts of stories and adventures to share.
Yeah.
And so we're so excited about it. Oh, another super chat.
Thank you so much,
Anthony. Thank you so much. You're great kids enjoying all this trip has to offer. Enjoy all this trip has to offer. Reading.
We're tired. I know.
I'm sorry. But thank you very much for the super chat. We really appreciate it so much. Okay, we've got about 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So this is your 5-minute warning, folks. 5 minutes. Okay, let's see. Somebody asked sushi. No, we haven't had sushi yet.
Oh, no.
But I would love,
Did we? We got it from the grocery store, actually.
That doesn't count.
One day, yeah. But because it was still really fresh.
Oh, it was? The seafood was
fresh.
Salmon
on it was really... Salmon's my favorite fish, and so I'll get salmon on sushi. I'll get grilled salmon anything. I feel like I'm like in Forrest Gump when he's like, shrimp, yeah.
Bubblegum shrimp.
Yeah. I'll eat salmon any which way. And that sushi was good, but we have not had like real, like at a sushi restaurant. So we need to put that on the list. Yeah.
I feel like Jim, by the way, is basically just challenging us over and over again. Eventually, you need to make a land trip to Argentina.
Oh, man.
So that's the Pan American Highway, if you're not familiar with that. And here's the interesting factoid. We've already completed over a third, almost, maybe to a half of the Pan American Highway, because it starts in Alaska and it goes, if you don't know, it goes all the way down to Argentina, the tip of Argentina. And there is a point where you have to take a ferry. So when you go from Colombia to Panama, you can't drive. You have to take a ferry. There's no land crossing that way. But yeah, we've considered it. And we happen to know some people who are very, very interested in doing it as well. And so maybe
we'll tag along.
I don't know.
Let's see what the future holds. All right. I have got to go. This tea. I need to go.
Okay. All right.
Just being real with you guys.
Okay, folks. So I think with that we're gonna adjourn this. But listen, I want to thank you. And there's still 185 people who are literally watching right now. Thank you guys so much.
We have so many exciting, fun things to share with you all. And if you guys have any awesome ideas or want to see something, like please get in touch with us. Send us a message on Instagram, carrier pigeon, Facebook, email.
However you can get it to us, get it to us. And again, thank you so much to our Patreon community. We can't thank you enough.
And thank you for all the super chats.
Yes. Thank you guys.
Big hugs from Alaska. I know you guys are all much warmer than we are. So.
Yep. And we will see you guys soon.
Yes. Next video is on Sunday.
Yep.
Next Sunday. All right. Everybody have a great week.
See you guys. And
Bye.